Good day, gentlemen. Welcome again. It's been a while. So today I'll be talking about a small experiment. Well, it's not really an experiment. It's actually what SEO is all about. So for the past 2 weeks, what I've been doing is I've been slowly focusing on building more pages for our website. So you know our website is more on the SEO and digital marketing. So these are the two topics that I've been trying to build over time. So let me show you a gist of the strategy that we did. Okay, so this is our website, and you know our website has you can embed and build as many pages as you want. So let's say you have one or two pages that talks about where is your home page or your about us page, and then you have your services pages, then you have your category pages. Now because our agency is more focused towards services and digital services and marketing and digital marketing, social media, we've been focusing solely on those kind of topics, and how we as SEO specialists define what a page is by categorizing it based on how it's written. For example, when you have a blog page or an article, you talk about a certain topic and you write it down here and here. So in this particular technique that we do, or a so-called experiment, but like I said, it SEO is all about what we've been doing for the past 2 weeks, which is very intense. So we went from 100 pages, now I think it's about 280 pages, if I'm not mistaken, 282 pages. Okay, very little emphasis on image design, internal linking. There's very little on images, very little on internal linking, very little, probably close to zero. Okay, so what we're doing is when we write a page, we actually don't put any anchor links that link back to whatever it is, partly because the exposure to some of the test trials and some of the dialogues that we have in the SEO game, we found that these anchor links, especially when you try to mass produce, so let's say you have 282 articles and you try to do this technique where you link from here to maybe the services page or the category page, it tends to de-rank you over time. Okay, because this particular thing is actually a signal to Google that you're trying to optimize, right? What I'm trying to say is a lot of these nuances that talks about SEO is sometimes, well, most of the time, because a lot of people in the SEO game do not know what they're doing, they optimize too much. There is such thing, because what Google looks at is whether or not you're trying to game the system. Okay, if you're trying to game the system, most of the time they will look at your website and be like, all right, this guy, he's trying to do something, let's put him down here. So, and there is a way to reverse this. Okay, you can definitely reverse this, but that means you have to go for each article. If let's say you were doing internal linking, you have to go to each article, you have to look where the anchor link is, and then you have to remove it. Okay, and we kind of went back and forth with this, but there's very little emphasis with internal linking. It was just bulk writing on the pages itself. Now, a lot of the SEO specialist thinks that just by going to ChatGPT, they can just ask it to write the page, or like however it is, and maybe let's say 1,000 words or 500 words count, and it's kind of like, oh yeah, let's go. This is the way to do it. But this is not what we're talking about. Okay. Now you might be wondering, what the hell are we trying to portray here? What message are we trying to bring? It's because when you write a certain page, there are signals and there are calculations that how the Google algorithm works and reads whether or not you're in par with your competitors in terms of your semantics. Okay. So generally what this means is your length or your density of your page. So if let's say in the top 5, 1 to 5, you have guys writing a range between 500 to 1000, then by right your content should be around this range. Okay, so that's your semantics, is pretty much your density. The second bit is what you call the EEAT, okay, which is expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. Now these are signals that shows whether or not you have a good understanding based on what Google thinks, not what you think, not what how a human thinks, but based on what Google thinks in comparison to your competitors in the top 5 or top 10. It actually screens through all the other competitors, right? Now there's just way too many questions, and it varies different from subtopic to niches to different sub niches. It's not an easy thing, which is why a lot of the SEO guys, they go for what you call the informational queries, things like what, why, not necessarily easy, but I guess you can say keywords that people don't really look at, and most of the time these are going for that long tail keywords, okay, LTK, which is things like what is the best blah 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 blah. So it's very long, right? It's not like you're looking for, let's say, SEO services, okay, which is most likely what people are typing in on Google nowadays. People are lazy, okay. You have to remember that a lot of these keywords are in relation to how humans look for information. Most of the time they would not go for the informational pages, and if they did nowadays, we do not know how long or how sustainable AI overviews is. If you've seen AI overviews, most of the time they will just give you a great summary of from different websites and different sources and link it. They won't even bother you to go down the SERPs and look for position 1, position 5, position 10. People don't look at content like that nowadays, especially for information content. But if they're looking for transactional or commercial content, commercial queries, people still look around. Okay, you don't have to worry about that. If you have 15 billion 15 billion searches done on Google, you don't have to worry anything about it, because 15 billion, 0.1% chunk of it, it's still a lot in comparison to ChatGPT. A lot of people are talking about people are moving to LLMs. Not yet, guys, not yet, because Google has already, unfortunately for those AI startups, Google has already built their brand online. They are the giant. So everyone's just going to go to Google. And when you think of it, unlikely people are going to sign up for an account, even though it's free on OpenAI. Unlikely people are going to pay. Because why would they? Why would they want to pay? Google is still free, right? At the end of the day, Google is still free. When you look for information, Google is free. And for DeepSeek, I guess you can say that's probably the second best, but in my opinion, it's still not there. It's still pretty terrible in terms of looking for information. Now, going back to what we're talking about, on-page SEO is, all right, next is what you call the, I forgot a word for it, but okay, you have this thing called the spam score. Now, in the spam score is what you have, let's say, you have a certain keyword, right? So you have SEO, and if this is your blog page and you're talking about SEO 10 times, and your competitors are only talking about SEO, let's say, 2 times an article, you, in comparison to your competitors, are a spam, right? Which is going to derank your website further down the SERPs. Now, knowing these 3 elements, okay, first I talk about EEAT, Second, we talk about semantics. Third, we talk about spam. Depending on how a specialist, an SEO specialist, assess this for different keywords, different topics, is how they will dictate on how they will succeed in the SEO game. Now, we have our own ChatGPT, I guess you can say systems prompts to access this, but yet again, it's still not perfect because we know there are certain nuances, especially for different niches, and it's not easy to look it through. It's not as easy as what people think. They just go to ChatGPT, they just say, okay, write me this article, blah, 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 blah. They might rank for the first maybe 2 weeks, they might be in position 10, and then after that, they disappear. That is because during this time, Google has gone through the competitors and compared your content versus their competitors. Okay, based on all this that we talked about, and they're kind of like black box you in a sense where they're comparing how well an article is written based on Google standards, right? Not based on what the human mind thinks, but based on how the Google algorithm assess you, will put you within the top 10, within the top 20, 30, or whatever it is, even in the top 5. That is how they look at you, right? It's not about backlinks. I'm not talking about backlinks, okay? I think backlinks is a completely useless metric. We have good backlinks. That is defined by traffic. It is defined by niche, related niche. Right? We have backlinks. Do we have 1,000 of them? No, probably less than 50 or less than 100. Right? And yet, if I were to look for my website, okay, if I go to search engine optimization services, of course it's a lengthy keyword, but we're there. See? We're here in the top 5. Now, let me show you the experiment that we did versus how, because I'm not sure how other agencies does it. Okay, I'm just showing you how we do it without touching any off page. Everything is on site, on page, done here for the past 2 weeks. And guess what? We're still building it, and hopefully we can reach our competitors' length and density of pages. Then hopefully, but we know this, hopefully we'll be ranking above them, right? So let me show you what we did. This is our website. Everything here is consistent. We never touch anything. We rarely change anything on the front page, like our services page, digital marketing, SEO. This is our SEO page. Okay. Now, the only thing that we did and we focused on was this, our insights page. Okay. So insights, obviously, it's blogs and articles, but they are not written in a format for what you think it's written for. It's written for very specific URLs, very specific keywords, and they have been assessed. So if you can look ethical SEO, how we write it, you see this. It's obvious that it is AI, right? It's obvious. Okay. So when you look at it, so when you go through it, you can see a lot of it is AI. Some of them, some of the information there, it's BS, right? Because what I'm trying to prove here is there is a fine line in doing something that is good for Google versus what's good for you. There is a very fine line. Okay, so there's a very fine black gray line for what a human thinks versus what Google thinks. So we have to find what this line is talking about so that both side of the spectrum agrees to the information that we're trying to show. Okay. Now, so as you can see, a lot of this has no images, just me writing, asking the AI, asking ChatGPT to increase my semantics, increase my word count. No internal links at all, guys. very little. Like even this internal link is not even a real internal link. It's just some kind of highlight. See, doesn't work, right? But let me show you what happened on our search console and how each of those pages, especially on the services pages, how each of them perform. Okay, because for the past 2 weeks all we just focus on is just building more pages. We did not change anything. We didn't change, we just built this. Just look at where we are. We just built this. We didn't build anything else. Everything else stayed constant. Okay, in my services page it stayed constant, digital marketing, SEO stayed constant, SMM stayed constant. We just built more, how we humans call it, articles. But in Google's eye, a page is a page. It doesn't matter whether it's an article, a category page, it doesn't matter. A page is a page. Okay, so let me show you. If I were to go back, this is the same website. Okay, as you can see back on here. Now if I to go performance, and if I look, as you can see, it's a massive jump in impressions. Okay, massive jump in impressions from here. Okay, because obviously, like I said, Google is assessing our website per se in comparison to the other websites. Okay, that's why the Google algorithm takes time. That's why your website takes a lot of time for you to rank. Unless you know exactly where are the easier niches, which is not easy to find, how can you tell whether an easy niche is easy versus a niche that is quite difficult to rank for? Now, obviously, one of the ways you can use is to go through Google keywords, right? You can just go to keyword tool, free, was it? I can't remember. This is one of the free ones. Research keywords. Okay, you can look it up. It's free. Okay, you can type whatever. Just look up and using those tools and to see whether or not they have actual ads people are paying for. People pay for ads. They know, you know, people are looking for it. Okay, and people actually spend money for it, right? So if you can be in between the ads within the first page, you're pretty much set, right? Okay, now going back to the pages, if I were, okay, this is my overall website that's performing. Okay, it's gone pretty crazy. All right, it's gone pretty crazy. Not super positive as of yet, but if you look at the pages, these are my services pages. Okay, of course, SEO marketing is someone gone down. Like I said, it's going through that assessment phase. Okay, because in comparison to our competitors, we're not really there yet in terms of total pages. We still have to get there. Okay, we're still working our way there. But over time, I'll be using our website as a point of reference so that you know exactly what to do and you know the level of difficulty that you need to assess for your niche, for your clients, and further on, so forth. Okay, now this is one of the blogs that I've written many months ago. I don't know how long. Look at it. It just jumped, right? It jumped like crazy. We didn't do anything. We did not do anything to the blog. It just stayed the same. Okay. We just, like I said, in the test, in this current test, we just built this. So as you can see, there is a mass impact if you were to increase your pages. Okay, let's say you go 100, 200 to 300, there is an impact. Why? Because when Google screens through your website and they have found that you have good content after good content. Now, like I said, good content is defined by Google, not you. Okay, so if you show this, if you show to Google that you can do this, then you definitely will rank. And as you can see, we are there, right? It probably dropped a bit. I'm not sure. Maybe if I go to Moz free audit tool. Oh, there it is. See? Right? We're not even Moz. We're not even Moz. And it's there. Okay? So that's one example. So let's go look at some of the other pages that we're looking at, right? Now, if let's say we go to this one of our old pages, I don't know if this one actually ranked. No, it didn't really rank. Okay, this one is quite old. This one has always done well. SEO companies, okay, is somewhat going up. SEO tools, okay, as you can see, is going up as well. You need to be able to find, okay, some of the pages we removed and we changed the URL, so that's why you see, like, obviously this page don't exist anymore because it's already redirected to this page, I think. I'm not sure. Okay, let's look at Chargy Milk Tea. Okay, they kind of dropped. It's somewhat picking up. Automation agency, web design agency. No, I don't think we don't have that page anymore. Medical marketing SEO, see, it increased. Okay, local SEO, kind of there. Plumbers SEO increased. White hat techniques, I'm not sure about this. Somewhat increased. B2B services, I don't think it's there anymore. I'm not sure. What is this? Automotive SEO, that increased. SEO health checkup, that increased. So you see, guys, there is a direct effect on number of pages, density. The a nicely and correctly written page, okay, not just any good content that how a human defines it, but how Google defines it. All right, so I can just keep going further and further. Okay, these are some of our old pages. This one is a local page, dental SEO. That's kind of focused on it. This one is not a really good page. Paid social marketing. Okay, it's somewhat there because most of it. Okay, now this one is increasing as well. This one not really, is a different page. Organic SEO, somewhat stagnant. Enterprise SEO, increase, right? Like I said, one of the important factors for a ranking signal to Google is good content over time. So you have to keep building the pages over time to ensure that in comparison to your competitors, you are better long term. This one so far has been working quite okay. It's only been 2 weeks, guys. So fingers crossed, our techniques and our proprietary system used to build it can be used for other people as well. Okay, because we're here to help people, right? And SEO. Oh, look at that! It just jumped, right? Just by increasing pages. So I'll be using this particular topic for our website as point of reference for people to see what are the positive impacts for the website, and you can use this method and writing all these pages because you cannot give up. You just have to keep going. Most of the time, SEO specialists, they give up because they know after a while they'll be doing well, and then after that it just went back to baseline. As you can see, the website just grew tremendously, insane. We know this is a positive trajectory, as we have done other websites as well. I will show you other websites when we're done with ours. But as you can see, there's nothing fancy. Yeah. Blogging or article building still works today in 2025. It's not about whether or not people are reading it. It's not really about that. It's more about whether or not you understand how the Google algorithm works. That's what SEO is about. It's not necessarily about the humans, but it's more about trying to build that base, the foundation. Okay, imagine you have 1,000 pages of good content. Okay, good content in Google's eyes, not in human's eyes, right? So as you can see, this is proof that that is working, and it's working tremendously. Because like I said, this is the screening process it is going through. It's going through the algorithms, going through our website. It's trying to think, okay, blah blah blah. So if I have more pages, more better pages than my competitors, then that is a very successful print. So if you want to be part of this, not a test, but part of your business building your brand online, then reach out to us, and we will screen through your specific niche, your specific topic, what you're going to talk about, how you're going to talk about it. Obviously, different people have different brand image, so we implement that brand image plus the SEO. There's no way for you to not be successful in your business or in the online world. Okay, so I hope this takeaway is fruitful for you to understand the complexity of the Google algorithm and what you need to do as a specialist to push it through. And this is the one way, probably the only way, for you to do very well, besides having good brand keywords, etc., etc. Okay, which is a completely different topic. We're specifically talking about on page, okay, and only focusing on page. All right. So I hope this is fruitful. Thank you very much.